Welcome to the Christian and Daniel Show.
It's about to get real, well, you know the deal. You won't have to guess how either of them feel. Bringing up the things you don't think to know. Never knowing where the conversation will go. Just a little more than anything goes. It's a Christian and Daniel Show.
Hi, everyone. Good evening. I'm Christian.
And I'm Daniel.
And welcome to the Christian and Daniel Show. You need to take your pick down, hon.
My pick? Oh,
You left
hey.
your pick for everyone to
Stop
see.
looking at my pick. Don't look at my pick.
Such a pick.
Stop looking at my pick.
Good evening, everyone. Daniel's going to go on and on about his pick now for the whole show. I'm obsessed with my pick.
Oh my God! Did you see my pick?
My pick was just sitting there for everyone to see. It was horrible.
I didn't mean to see it so early.
I know. I didn't mean to show it to everyone. Is this going to be an internet sex scandal that my pick was showing early?
You know, at my age, I forget. At my age, I forget my pick is there.
He forgot that his pick was right there for everyone to see.
Stop looking at my pick, you youngins.
At perverted
How's
old
it going,
grandpa.
babe? How's it going, babe?
Good. It's going good. I'm feeling that. Oh, E-Bag Odal. I love E-Bag Odal.
I got some comments back from some of our viewers last week that E-Bag is pretty funny. So I'm glad that Gabe is gone because E-Bag is so much funnier.
E-Bag Odal, our friend from the Netherlands. Hi, Crystal.
Hey, Crystal, we hadn't seen you in a while, sweetie. How are you doing? Good to see you. Well, I know you're not Gabe Lido. That's why we like you. That's why I like you. I didn't like Gabe. Truth be told, as long as he's not here anymore, I'm just saying, it's a pain in the ass. I like this wife.
I'm happy with E-Bag Odal.
E-Bag is so much funnier. I think he has a better personality, and the name's cooler.
Just go. Oh my goodness! Well, what a week! I've been Mr. Productive. I got everything, all the things that were on my list. I pretty well got done. I got a call today, and I'm glad I answered it. And it was from an identified number, but it didn't identify who. It just identified the phone number, which is really weird because it was a call from the county about CalFresh because I had to renew. And it was my worker who didn't call me last Friday and sent me a letter that said I missed the meeting somehow. They're so rotten there. And but she was calling me just to verify that what I'm paying for rent right now. And I told her what I'm paying for rent right now and didn't expand on it. And so it kind of, I hope I didn't shoot myself in the foot because she's like, okay, I'll finish the processing. It should be up. You should know tomorrow. So
okay, good.
Fingers crossed it continues. But hi,
Let me go back let me go back and our friend Mark is here. Hi, Mark. How you doing? Good to see you on the show. Crystal, who is super pregnant.
Oh yeah, no kidding.
I want to know what super pregnant means. Like, is she flying around now? Is she like Superman flying around?
When you're super pregnant, you want to be flying around anywhere. You don't even want to bump in the road when you're driving.
She's like faster than a bullet. Our friend Red Ridge is here. How you doing, Red? Red wasn't feeling well today. He was supposed to have a Zoom party and he didn't. So I hope you're feeling better. Are you getting all the attention you need when you're feeling sick? Because I was gonna say that I was feeling sick, but now I feel like I can't say it because like he said it first, and like now it's just gonna sound like I'm copycatting. Copycatting. Is that right?
It's gonna sound like you're being petty.
You can't. I'm not being petty. You can't even move. Is that your superpower?
I'm sicker than you. I feel sicker than you do.
Is that your superpower, Crystal? Like, I'm super pregnant. I can't move.
I don't move.
Move me.
No, you know what though, Crystal? You keep posting about you make your husband's, lunch. You make enchiladas. You make all this wonderful fresh food, and I'm like, girl, and you are. I know you're like hardcore major pregnant, and I'm like, God bless you for even getting up to do it. Because I can tell you, if men got pregnant, I'd be all like, you better make some extra money and go buy to the food from the food truck, baby, because I ain't making anything. And
have you seen those burritos? You've seen the pictures that she posts, right? They look so good.
I'm like if I were not pregnant, I'd be like, this is what was brought to me tonight. I wouldn't be saying I made this tonight for my family and my husband. God bless you. This is where I say women are amazing. You could be that pregnant and you still doing all that stuff. You still getting up at 4 in the morning to make food. God bless you, because let me tell you, men would never do the same thing if we were in the same. If we were.
I am Crystal. I'm Crystal. Yeah. I'm super pregnant, and I make burritos.
I make enchiladas. I think she does that more than burritos. But
super burritos.
That's amazing to me. Like that women function when they're late in their pregnancy is a miracle. Because men, if it were the other way around, things would be so different in this world. When we get pregnant, we'd be put in isolation and like only able to watch the sports and whatever else we want to do, and everything would be brought to us. It would be a totally different world.
Get better there, Rich. 103 fever.
Isn't that
103? Rich?
That's serious.
Yeah, but he went to the doctor this morning, so he was messaging everybody.
That's doctor visit level.
But talk about the reversal. Like, she's super pregnant making burritos, and he has 103 fever. He's like, but I'm gonna watch some old queens on YouTube.
The old wrinkled old queens.
You made her pregnant.
You made her pregnant. He's kind of moody.
I feel like this show is made out of y'all's comments. So continue to comment and.
Girl, yes, that is what I'm talking about. You are. I'm sorry,
but you know what? Talk about raising good kids.
My husband would be getting skinnier and skinnier. He'd be starving because I'm not cooking.
But she raised good kids because her son Stevie, he knows how to cook. I forget how old he is, but there was a picture that she posted where he made her. Like breakfast in bed, and like eggs and sausage or bacon, something like that. It's like that's why we need kids.
He might be a chef. He might be a chef someday, maybe. Guys,
we need kids so they can.
Guys get inspired when they're young.
Because we talked about this on the show that you and I are very different, sick people.
Our insanity is very, very compatible.
Yes, but he's only 12. Yes, he's 12. Well, hello, Stevie. You're such a good kid, man. I'm a Disney movie again this week. How do you?
I know, always a Disney movie.
But I'm not Frozen. Am I Frozen?
Well, you are Ice Queen, particularly when it comes to caretaking.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Like we've talked about it in the show. We're very different.
Yeah.
Sick people, and we're very different caregivers. I'm kind of like, you're not dead. I should have worn that shirt today. Yeah, but you didn't die.
You're not dead. Get up.
Repeat. Oh, we want to repeat that. Repeat that for Stevie. Stevie, you're such a good dude, man. You're a good kid. Be cool. Stay in school. Don't do drugs. Keep cooking.
That's not what he said, Stevie. He said you're awesome, and like he's really impressed that you made your mom breakfast in bed, and it's awesome. You're just an awesome kid.
Because I was about his age when I was cooking already. So,
and Daniel's actually. I'm sorry. Daniel's a pretty darn good cook. So I'm going to be honest and say he's a good cook, and I miss that. He hasn't been here for like a month, and I miss that because I look over there. I made some elote the other night. It didn't quite turn out as good as when Daniel makes it. And then I made some green beans the other night. Didn't turn out as good as when Daniel makes it. It's like my mom. When I was a little kid, she'd make a bologna sandwich because we were broke back then. She'd make a bologna sandwich and it would taste like heaven, like a slice of heaven. I make a bologna sandwich and it tastes like I'm broke. It doesn't taste like a slice.
How's that bologna sandwich, bro?
It's broke.
Well, I ordered. For those of you that don't order from Amazon, fresh from Amazon, especially if you're getting food assistance, it's really cool because they'll deliver. But I ordered the flag steak, which is a pretty nice piece. It's like a pound, and then that seasoning you gave me. So I looked on the internet just because I wanted to cook it just right, and I have this big
Grill.
Yeah, it's a cast iron grill, and
you rarely use it, but it's a really big one that goes across like 2 burners.
And 5 minutes, 6 minutes on each side, and it was just perfect. What all is he writing? This is not book time. See what Christian is doing in psychology? He tells Daniel that he can't make some things because Daniel will always do it because he's been.
It's just really clever.
It's true. It is true.
He catches everything I do.
It's true. It's true.
Freshman psych rears its ugly head.
Yeah. And but you're right. I mean, when like it's like pork chops. Okay, well let me finish with the steak. The steak came out perfect. I've been saving it for dinner. I put some potatoes in the toaster oven foil. So I have baked potatoes and lime cilantro rice and steak for dinner. So that's what I'm having for dinner tonight after this. But you like pork chops. I make pretty good pork chops.
I'm not a big fan of the I actually like the thick ones. The real pork chops. I don't like the little thin ones because God bless her soul. My mom, the one thing she didn't do great on was pork chops. She'd get the thin ones and she'd overcook them and it'd be like when you chew them, they turn to dust and you need to drink water with them. So God bless her.
It's pork rinds by the time you eat them.
It's like that was the only, and I love most everything my mom made. I love, but that pork chops were not her thing. That was not her expertise. She could make a pork loin that would make your toes curl. It was so good.
Oh, well, remember that time I made the brisket? Was it brisket too? Yeah, the brisket.
Oh God, the brisket.
Remember that with the potatoes and the carrots? I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie, and it's not being cocky, but I am a pretty good cook. I do cook good stuff. I do stuff.
Yeah, you do. Oh yeah, when you make any, it seems like when you make any type of Mexican food at home, you have leftovers for like days. Even if you try to only make it proportionate to how many people are in the home, you still have it for days. It's like awesome. I love that about Mexican food.
So what's y'all's favorite meal? Post it in the comments. Oh, and I forgot. Remember, we didn't give a cup away last week, so we have a cup this week. I need to order more. So remember, anybody, as long as you're commenting, you're entered into winning the coffee mug this week, and you guys have seen the coffee mug. So
and
make sure you comment.
Went up close because his Joanna, his mom, was our winner from a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
And she just I was not well. I was not able to send stuff out at that
time. Was it a 7-pound shoulder? Oh, okay. Lasagna. I'm up and down with lasagna. Like I sometimes
who makes it.
Yeah, because if the pasta gets too overcooked, I don't like the texture. But it's a lot of cheese too, and I don't do a lot of cheese.
Slimy when it's overcooked.
I don't do a lot of cheese. But my brother-in-law, my sister Juanita's husband, his mom used to make lasagna, and her husband was Italian. So she learned all the recipes from him. My God. And she used to make this roast chicken with potatoes and this like adobo thing. Oh my God, I'm getting hungry right now. Like
Yeah.
Good.
You know, my favorite thing is just good old fashioned gringo meatloaf. Meatloaf with mashed potatoes, gravy, and usually, like for me, it could be just like broccoli, cauliflower, some type of good roughage vegetable.
I still
That,
haven't made that for you. I haven't made a
that's what,
meatloaf for you.
yeah, I've tried to make again, just like the bologna sandwich. I tried to follow my mom's recipe for meatloaf, and again, it tasted broke. It was the same flavor. It just tasted like I was broke. And so I need to just stick to baking. I can bake the heck out of cookies and cakes, and I'm even ready to try this. But you know, I just know cooking is not my forte. I do okay. Like just for me, I look over and I go, I do okay. Like the elote I made was edible, and the green beans I made were edible. They weren't like overcooked or bad. They just not as good as when Daniel makes them.
16 hours in the smoker. Wow, that sounds good.
Oh my Lord. Exactly. And I always say it depends on who's making the lasagna and what recipe they're following. But it's just amazing. I love lasagna, and I don't think I have any prerequisites. I just love lasagna. I used to love going to the old spaghetti factory. I don't know, not every state has spaghetti factories, but there used to be one in Sacramento when I lived in Sacramento, and we went there frequently because because we were all poor college students. So we'd go there because you get a lot of food for a little money. You bring it home and you have like 2 more meals. Or if you're a compulsive overeater like me, you really just bring it home and have a good night snack. But everyone else would have like 2 more meals. But it was, but we loved the old spaghetti factory because it just was good. Like their lasagna, everything they have there, it's just good. They make it good. And I love their meatballs. They have like really huge meatballs. And Buca de Beppo, they do like baseball.
That's what I was just thinking. I was going to say Buca de Beppo.
Baseball-sized meatballs, and they are so good. Woo, child. I'd go through it all.
What I loved about Buca de Beppo is that
food from everywhere.
what I liked about Buca de Beppo is that you got the family style stuff, so everything was just like, there you go, just share it. So it was really cool. Well, aside from tacos, well, first of all, let me remind everybody you're watching the Christian and Daniel show. Remember, you can watch us in 3 separate channels now: Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. So make sure, and if you're watching us on YouTube, make sure you scroll down and subscribe and like our page and like this video and share it with your friends. Let them know you're watching us. And make sure you comment so that you can enter to win one of our mugs.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, it is dreadful. I've had it. It's not the same. You know what I've been watching? I had this like thing on YouTube. Like I just all of a sudden said, I want to see some of those really old Japanese robot fighting things. Like, you know, when the guys in costumes walking through little sets, it's like, looks so fake. I mean, there's nothing real looking about it. But I wanted to watch some of those, and I found like this old show. Used to be this little kid who'd blow his whistle, and these robots would turn into jets, and they'd come to him.
Oh yeah,
and he'd go, and you know, I didn't realize how stupid the show was until I watched it now as an adult, as a 51-year-old. But I loved that show when I was a kid, and I didn't realize it was called the Giants or Space Giants or the Giants, which was referring to it was a father, mother, and son robots. So obviously they were just made. They didn't actually procreate. And the father's a 50-foot tall gold robot called Goldar. Original. And I can't remember the kid's name. It's some name I couldn't pronounce. And mom was and
what was that again?
She was silver, and it was so obvious she had a headband with these like antennas sticking out of her headband, and she would move and the headband wouldn't. So it was just so bad. It was so bad, but as a little kid, you don't see that stuff. And I just think that's hilarious. I was laughing my tail off through it because I'm like, oh my gosh. As an adult,
in Mexico, there used to be this whole.
When they were here.
Yeah, in Mexico, they used to have this whole block of time, like a show.
Anime.
But they had all these. There were these live action shows, and they were all, I guess, is it
Like
Japanese?
Ultraman was another one I watched some of that. You know, I've been watching Ultraman, Space Giants or the Giants, and then I found some real obscure shows from the '80s, sci-fi shows I'd never even heard of. One was called.
Where was
One was
this?
called. Oh, this is all on YouTube.
Oh.
Because you know how when you watch something, the program starts listing these different videos down below.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, that's interesting. Like G-Force was another one of my favorite shows, but I didn't realize it was called Gekkaman, Science Ninja Gekkaman or something, or Gekkaman or something in Japan. And the Japanese version was much more violent. Like it had more violence and actually showed death and stuff. And I'm like, ooh, this is good. But when you're a little kid, you don't miss it. They totally changed it for the American audience because they had to purify it for us.
So for those of you watching, what is your favorite kid show? What's something that you watch as a kid that
oh yeah, Golden Girls. Daniel and I kind of went through that phase of quite a few months ago. We were at the beginning of the pandemic. Actually, we kind of binge watched a lot of the old Golden Girls episodes. I love the Golden Girls. I didn't particularly love them when it was a new show. I was kind of young, and it didn't appeal to me. But as an adult now, as a 50-plus-year-old now, I think it's hilarious.
See, but I watched the original run. I was watching it when it was first airing. But kid shows, what was the one with the monkeys? There was one that where the monkeys were spies or something. Do you remember that? You never saw that show? Okay, hold on. Well, you keep talking. Yeah, it was this show. It was all monkeys, chimpanzees, and they were spies.
I think that's because again, the difference between what you see in Mexico and what you see.
That was in Mexico. That was here.
Okay. I was just going to say, because there's difference between what you see in every other country as opposed to what you see here. And sometimes what they show in other countries, they bring it here, but they edit it so much that it's like, oh my gosh, they edit out all the good stuff. But yeah, Japanese stuff is always, I'd say almost every other country on the planet, they don't mind ending a movie with a bad ending or where everyone dies or where the heroine is killed. Like these world audiences don't expect everything to be happy. Like Hollywood thinks we expect it to be. So it is kind of strange to always have all these happy endings when in reality, life doesn't end like that. I can attest to it from personal experience. It doesn't end like that always.
Yeah, well, at a certain level, Golden Girls had an AIDS episode. It was for the time.
It was light. It's light by today's standards, but by that time. But in the time when that aired, when anything with the gay community aired on that show, it was groundbreaking. It was crazy.
They had episode on
her gay brother, I can't remember her name. Blanche's gay brother who comes out as gay, and then she thinks she's in a gay bar, but she's actually in a straight bar trying to get the men to see him, and it's kind of funny. I just thought it was very funny, and how they showed she went through the different stages where she was in denial, then she got angry, and then she moved into acceptance. Of course, she did it in the scope of the 45 minutes of show that they recorded, as opposed to real life, which could take months or years. But it was really good. It was amazing.
And that was one. Also, one of the episodes where B. Arthur has chronic.
Chronic fatigue syndrome.
And it was a good arch that they did.
Yeah, because that was a really new in that time frame. That was just starting to be diagnosed.
I found it. Lancelot Linked Secret Chimp. That was the show, and it was all these chimps. It was set in 1970. It was only one season, but then they stretched it out for a long time, and many of the tales.
But chronic fatigue syndrome is a real thing, and you froze there for a second, hon.
Sorry.
But yeah, Animaniacs. Daniel loves Animaniacs. He loves DuckTales.
I do.
I loved Inspector Gadget and He-Man, obviously. And
I
yeah,
like He-Man.
Skeletor was always the biggest queen. I even thought that as a little kid. I'm like, that is a queen. Like, that is not a regular guy. Oh yeah. When she told him off at the restaurant with his wife, and his wife was all, "What's happening?" And he's kind of like being a jerk to her in the beginning, like kind of like, "Oh, be quiet, honey. It's okay." She's like, "Oh, I just wanted to thank you for being a jerk." That was so good. And the wife gets worse and worse as she describes what he did to her. I've had doctors do that to me with homophobia.
I was watching, like you say, you start watching one thing and YouTube just pops up all these other videos. I was watching
like 3 a.m.
I was watching something and they were showing all these clips where Betty White talks about B. Arthur and how Betty White is the oldest of the Golden Girls, and she's outlived all 3 of them. So
she has. She's what, 99?
She just she just celebrated 99. Yeah.
Damn,
so,
that girl keeps going.
Girl.
Yeah.
But yeah, so all these classic shows that are just gonna. Oh, did you know? Was it the Equalizer? Is it the Equalizer? It was an old white guy.
Equalizer used to be a young. It started off in the beginning. Like, I guess the original show was an older white guy, but then they did like I think in the 90s they did a redo, and it was a younger actor who I see his face, I recognize, but it was a younger, really good looking actor, and that show was on for a little bit and then it failed. Now the new one is with one of my favorite girls, and we actually got to see her live and in person. And
that's right. We went to the show. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's our girl, Queen Latifah, girl. It is one of the pioneers of women in rap. Hello. And
have you seen the trailer where she's all like
show. I watched the first episode.
Did you watch the first episode? Because I watched the trailer where she's all like running. I'm like, you go, Queen.
And you know what? She ain't a little thing. You know,
she ain't young either anymore. No,
little thing. She is like a woman. And she is a woman with curves, and I like that. Because you don't have to be a skinny little thing to be effective in this world.
Yeah.
You know,
I think out of all the, because I think of all the redos that they've been doing, like Magnum PI. I think they missed the mark on the remake of Magnum PI. I don't think he was the right actor for that.
No.
But Queen Latifah.
That's an interesting.
I believe her as the Equalizer. Like she has the attitude for it.
She has a toughness to her, a tough look to her. Even though from what we saw in person, she isn't really like a tough, mean person like that. But oh, E-Bag.
We love you, E-Bag. I hope your cousin doesn't ever come back.
But yeah, it's a great show, and I love the. Oh yeah, she did. She still is. Mm-hmm. You know, I love her music. I love her singing. I love the show. I love the musical she's been. Like, I loved her in Chicago. Yeah, she was amazing as Mama in Chicago, and I really admire Queen Latifah. I watched a whole what do they call it? Autobiography? I guess a special on her. About her life, like where she started, how her career started, and how she moved up, and how things went. And it's pretty amazing. It's really incredible. And she actually did give up some opportunities along the way, but she still really made it.
Set It Off. Is that the movie with the other 3 where they're thieves or they're robbing a bank or something like that?
I'm trying to remember. I know that movie you're talking about. I don't think that is, though.
Hold on.
But anyway, bottom line, it's the new Equalizer on CBS All Access or on CBS. It was good, and it premiered right after the Super Bowl this week.
Set It Off is the one where they're
robbing a bank.
They're robbing a bank or something like that. Yeah, they rob a bank. Yeah. And doesn't one of them die or something at the end? For anybody, spoiler alert. But
case you haven't seen it.
Yeah, Vivica A. Fox, Kimberly Elise, and Jada Pinkett.
Good crew.
It's a good movie. I remember watching it at the theater. Yeah. So we're halfway through the show, folks. For everybody watching, this is the Christian and Daniel Show. Thank you for joining us. We're on here every Wednesday night at 7:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Remember, you can watch us on Facebook, on YouTube, and Twitter. Make sure that you like the page, subscribe to us. If you're here on YouTube, go down. It doesn't take. Just go down, subscribe, and like the video so that we can. So we can be more popular. Yeah. The young girl guys. Spoiler alert! Well, somebody dies in the show, the movie. Why was it a Super Bowl? Did it strap?
Oh, you Scandinavian.
Oh my God!
Concept of American football. I understand that,
Super Bowl. You watched the Super Bowl too, right?
Mm-hmm.
We didn't watch it together this year.
Get its behind kicked, not just kicked, but dragged around the stadium. Like, that was humiliating. That was a humiliating game.
I feel like the best thing about the Super Bowl
when
was
they got
the commercials
home,
this year.
I was surprised people weren't like throwing coal at them as soon as they got off the plane. Boo! Because they really didn't represent. That was pathetic. And then watching their quarterback having all his little tantrums on the side and being such a spoil sport. I'm like,
it was not.
I'm all. Boy, you need to grow up. You're in big boy pants. You need to act like you're in big boy pants. But then when that guy on the Buccaneers taunted that one guy towards the end of the game.
Yeah, that was not cool.
That was such poor sportsmanship. Like, I hope Wuthering, or whatever his name was, Wuthering Heights, whatever his name is. I hope people like chastised him online for that, because that was major prick behavior. Like, there are times when I was playing soccer, if I'd done that, in all the years I played soccer, they would have kicked me out. I would have gotten a red card and been ejected off the field. They would never have let me stay in the game. That was so uncomfortable. For those of you watching, he did it like the camera was focused on them. He didn't even do it like slyly, like trying to just sneak it in. He did it for the entire nation. That was shameful. That was the only thing I thought was shameful about the Buccaneers.
That's very true, Crystal. For those of you watching the show, did you watch the Super Bowl? What did you think of it?
But the
halftime show. Yes. Oh my God. The sound was horrible. You couldn't hear him.
Yeah.
Which is it's not the first time that it happens at a Super Bowl where the sound is off, which I don't know why they can't figure that out. The concept was interesting.
I didn't get it.
And
I'm like,
and then the dancers were well, the dancers were all behind these things. But there was like, I guess they didn't do that much movement because they were trying to keep the distance, but it was just weird. Oh yes, the streaker. Because none of the players knew what was going on. Only some of them. So it was like, what? What's happening?
Oh my God, a streaker. I go, that's so 30 years ago. I mean, come on.
I've only seen streakers in soccer games. I've never seen them.
I've never seen it at a Super Bowl. That was insane.
I never seen a Super Bowl. How do you even? I feel like they were like this. I feel like somebody from the.
I think it was the security staff.
Yeah, something. I was like, this game is boring. Somebody sent in a streaker.
This
Let's
is horrible.
This thing up. Let's get a prick up.
Major prick streaked across.
Oh my God! Yes, there was a comment on Twitter too. A lot of people on Twitter were commenting about the jock straps on their faces. I was like, they were supposed to be masked, but they
were jock straps, and they looked like jock straps. They fit them like jock straps. I agree.
Whatever they're into, like.
I know. And you see it moving to the left as he's running with his right leg out, left leg in.
Oh my God. It's hilarious. It was hilarious.
Yes. The whole Super Bowl was like a snafu. I feel like the whole thing was just a snafu. It was
Well,
just
because
such a bad game.
probably, yeah.
Yeah,
I feel like
yeah.
I feel like both both coaches were like, what can we do to liven up the party? Somebody's got to get naked.
Yeah, someone's gonna lose their
It
clothes.
was probably one of the water boys that they just,
I know,
just made him.
because it was obviously the person was already in the security perimeter. They were in.
Like, how does that even happen? Uh,
It was
yeah,
loud. Or I would say it was meh.
and then you could see all the cardboard cutouts in the stands. Like, I was just like, don't put anything.
So bad.
Like, just don't do anything. Don't put anything up. Like, we know it's empty.
I always say technically there shouldn't have been anyone there anyway. Those people were super putting themselves at risk.
Yeah. So just, I mean, because most of the people that were there were frontline people. So all these nurses and doctors and stuff. But the other spaces that had the cutouts, the cardboard cutouts, like, just don't do anything. Like, it's not like you're.
It was creepy.
Like fooling everyone.
Yeah, the cutouts. That's right. The cutouts were creepy. It's like I don't want to see cutouts at a live football game. That's weird. That'd be like going to like a high school game, and your high school's really small, so they get cardboard cutouts of just kids and put them on the stands. There's something wrong with that.
It's like somebody kidnaps you and puts you in the middle of all these cutouts.
I know. I'm surprised they didn't do that. For social distancing, just put a live person in between like four cutouts.
Yeah,
and they're like,
I was watching it on the computer and on my laptop, and I just felt like I was watching like a show of a game,
like someone making fun of a Super Bowl, because the whole thing was laughable. The game was so bad, so one-sided. And again, like I said, they should have just given Brady his 50. What is it? 55. Super Bowl 55 ring is at the coin toss. Here you go, Brady. Here you go, Mr. Brady. Enjoy. Have a good time. We know you're gonna.
And then this year, I couldn't get into the food either. I just didn't make anything. Like when we're together, like I'll make nachos or stuff.
The one thing I had was I got a little thing. I know, yeah. And then we got to watch you said some chalk stuff, which used to be what you did to the nerds in the locker room in the old days of high school or junior high. So it's kind of weird that they wanted to make that part of the performance. It's disgusting.
Well, maybe there was a theme. Maybe there's a theme. Jockstrap dancers and a streaker. There was a theme there, like fetishes and. Oh my god!
Yes,
because there wasn't even.
No one had a leather necklace with the lock on.
Because there were no cheerleaders, right?
No,
there were no cheerleaders.
Mm-mm.
Okay. Yeah, it was just it's a weird year.
It was a very strange Super Bowl. Like they made a lot of bad decisions with how they presented the game, and and then the game itself was just so one-sided, so bad, and so humiliating for I'm not even a Kansas City fan, nor do I ever plan on ever being in Kansas City, and I'm like, I was embarrassed for the city. Great at the Jiggles.
Do you go? Never mind. I'm not going to say it. I was going to make a joke about the salad.
Canadians and your crazy morals. It's so cool.
I was going to make a joke about the salad, but I'm not going to go there tonight.
Yeah, I think that's right. I think Crystal's dead on. It was the theme was football on shrooms. This is football on shrooms, people. This is what it looks like.
Oh my god.
So bad. There's just so much bad with it. Like the cutouts. It's just the creepiest thing in the world. Cutouts.
Maybe it's a video they'll show other teams later to how not to put on a game. This is how you not do it.
Or if
I didn't go there. I
Yeah,
did not go
I
there.
knew it was going to happen. Yeah, that it was pretty funny. I was laughing through most of it, just going, "This is just bad. This is bad TV."
Oh my god!
And even the commercials were mediocre. Usually that's a big deal. Like you expect no one really like the Super Bowl commercials were really they felt like just normal commercials I could have seen any other day of the week.
Yeah.
Apparently, someone who didn't choose to wear it
Right? Who did? Yeah, because they don't get paid. They don't get paid to
No,
perform. They have
no. Well, the
so
publicity is what their payment is. It's
yeah,
publicity.
yeah. So
And like I watched Madonna's performance. It was, obviously she's at the other side of her career. God bless her.
I do have to admit, last year's performance with Shakira and
Oh yeah, with and J-Lo.
J-Lo and Shakira, last year's was pretty good.
That was really good. But
Again,
that's how those ladies work. Like that's Latin, to me that's like Latinx power. That's how it's, J-Lo isn't going to do something half. She can't do anything half backside because she has too much.
wow.
Really?
Are we getting a cut from that 7 million? Are we all
Paid
getting
$7 million to perform, and then he put jock straps on his dancers' faces. Wow, that's $7 million.
Because that's all he could afford. At the end of the day,
know.
he could afford the jock straps.
Oh my god! Like when I saw that, I had to do a double take. I really didn't believe. I said they have. Like I know they're supposed to be masks, but they look like jock straps.
It's like somebody didn't do a screen test to see how they would look on camera. Like
At all. Like, I don't think
it.
anyone looked at his whole performance at all because you couldn't hear him half the time. His outfit was like I thought maybe he's vision impaired or colorblind.
Well, I like the jacket. I will say I like the jacket for the show because it
was very lip.
But I posted a picture on Facebook where at the end with the fireworks, and I'm like, this is my favorite part. That was my favorite part.
The fireworks.
The fireworks, I will admit. For everybody watching, this is the Christian and Daniel Show. Thank you for joining us. You can see us on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. So make sure that you comment. Even if you're watching this on a replay, you can still comment and we'll reply to your messages. So make sure that you join us. Yeah.
Well, it must be that 7 million doesn't go very far because that's why the production value was so low.
But this is nice.
I like this.
All right, folks. Well, we're going to do picks of the week. So we're going to start with.
Why don't you go first this week?
Okay, so I'll go first. Hi, guys. So my pick of the week is Flack. Flack is on Amazon Prime. So you can check it. It's only like 6 or 8 episodes long, something like that. But Anna Paquin, is that how you say her name? Anna Paquin is the lead in the show, and it's set in London, and it's about this PR firm, and they represent all these celebrities and artists, and trying to. It's kind of like Scandal, but for celebrities. So they take on all these celebrities who mess up somehow and try to fix it up for them. So they're fixers, but there's a lot of sex and drugs and crazy things that go on behind the scenes. So if you're ever curious about how fixers fix things, check it out. It's season 1 is on Amazon, and I believe I think it's only like 6 episodes on it. I have it on my screen right now because I'm going to finish watching it tonight. It's 6 episodes, so it's really quick to see, but it's really fun and a little bit twisted. So go check it out.
Wow.
That's it.
Radio sells.
Oops, sorry.
Hi, Martha. Welcome, girl. My pick is Outside the Wire. I thought it was the reason I didn't put the show on my list originally on Netflix is because I thought it had something to do with The Wire, the TV show that HBO developed. And I never liked that show. I thought, well, for me, I didn't like the show. So I was like, oh, I don't care about if they're doing a redo of The Wire. Blech. I didn't realize. Then when I read the description, I realized it had nothing to do with that show. Outside the Wire is talking about. It's about the near future, when we start deploying robot soldiers and more advanced automaton soldiers or android soldiers, soldiers that will look pretty human and be artificially intelligent. So it's the not so distant future. And really what the show is the message of the show is about, what could happen if you have an AI in the field without any type of human, or mortal like flesh and blood human being oversight. What if there's no oversight or control? What can happen? And it kind of shows what happens. And it even followed a little bit like Terminator, where the AI says the only way to help humanity is to kill off a whole bunch of humanity and then take control of what's left over. And it's kind of the same concept, very well, loosely the same concept. But basically the AI comes up with the idea like, well, in order to help mankind and I have to kill off a bunch of mankind to change things and make a paradigm shift. So it's a real interesting show, particularly if you're a sci-fi person, or if you have interest in like AI in the near future type stuff. It's quite compelling, and it's on Netflix.
Cool. Awesome.
Oh, awesome.
I've never seen Ray Donovan.
Yeah, Ray Donovan is a fixer. So yeah, I haven't watched the last few seasons of Ray Donovan, and I've heard it's gotten really good. It still has quite a following.
I don't know Oliver Tree. I will check him out. And Crystal says,
I agree. That's what turned me off. I think that I said that during the show. I'm like, oh, he's trying to be like Michael Jackson. And I'm sorry, there's only one Michael Jackson, people, and he's no longer with us. So give it a break. Stop. Don't imitate. Be something new. Be something original.
Interesting enough that a lot of the comments about the Super Bowl didn't go beyond Sunday. Like there isn't a whole lot of. Well, I don't watch the regular news anymore either, but.
Well, it wasn't.
But still,
I watch the news in the morning. I try to watch a little bit of the news in the morning, and what's funny is it's the lack of anyone saying anything about the Super Bowl. I don't think anyone was impressed. So people just people didn't say anything. They just got quiet, moved on. It wasn't that big a deal. It didn't impact. People were like, ugh. I think everyone just wants to forget it.
What else is going on? We have about 12 minutes. Ended up early, but I was mentioning to you that my old eye doctors. This is happening a lot lately because this is like the third notice from 2 different companies that I get that they're
about data breaches.
Yeah, data breaches, and then the FBI gets involved, and then you're on monitor for a while. They paid to get your account monitored for like 6 months. Make sure nothing happens to it. But so my eye doctor got breached, and I guess they didn't see that one coming. It's a funny joke. It's a funny joke. But yeah, for those of you, just pay attention that like for some reason it's a trend right now. But in the letter it says that like the company paid the ransom to get the files back.
Really?
Yeah. The letter tells me
they don't frequently do that.
Yeah. So they were like, they paid back. And then it says that the hijackers or whatever said, don't worry, we didn't keep any files. Like we didn't do anything to them. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, as long as you believe them, like, okay. Like, but we're gonna talk about the Super Bowl after Sunday. But okay, the 3D commercial video, I thought it was super creepy. I did not like it. I can't stand Will Ferrell.
Oh, that's right. You don't like Will Ferrell, so that's not
I
going to
don't
work
like
for
Will
me.
Ferrell. I think he just yells everything. Everything is the same. But that Doritos commercial was creepy. Like, yeah. Like, okay, those two are not two of my favorite people in the business, but um, what other commercial was there? Didn't is that where the M&M's commercial aired with Dan Levy? The
What's
one where
that?
he has, huh? Oh, that's my leg. I'm
Oh,
sitting
we
on the
putting our
couch.
legs up now? Is that how we're doing the show now? I know you might as well kick back and just lay down, honey. Do it from the side.
Next week, I'll be laying in the bed.
Yeah, I
Will has
know.
nothing to say.
I
Well,
heard Will
you
has nothing but
know,
nice things to say about you, Daniel.
well, I read his card. He has to say that. But before we run out of time, we're about 10 minutes in. But I want to remind you folks that Lilmesican Productions has 3 shows on the air, so make sure you catch us every week. On Wednesdays, we're here on the Christian and Daniel Show at 7:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. On Fridays, it's the Card Devo at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And on Saturdays,
At noon.
putting together conversations with 2 shows on Saturday, noon and 5 o'clock, also
And
Pacific. And
sometimes there's a chance that the noon show might be in Espanol.
might be, yes. We sometimes get Spanish people, Latinos on that show. And then once in a while, we throw in a random 2 o'clock show only because we have a special guest. But on Thursday nights, you can catch me on Instagram. The Cardivo is on Instagram doing readings, and those are video readings. So you can actually come online and get read. And those are little longer readings that we do on Facebook. So make sure you check those out. If you are watching us on Facebook, make sure you like our page. If you're on YouTube, as Gabe would say, smash that button and subscribe. Make sure you like us. And if you're watching this on a replay, you can still comment. And people on Instagram, on Twitter, we're following your comments and likes. So make sure you like us on there too. What other commercials were there? I don't
I don't think there are any memorable commercials after that. I just
They
don't. I
tried
don't
to make a big.
thought they were a really normal commercial. They felt very normal to me.
Um, well, we're y'all need to encourage Christian to get his own show, and we will do that. Maybe in due time we can
I
think of
always laugh.
something.
What that show be about? I don't even have a clue.
I don't know. So if you guys have an idea of what Christian's show should be about, let him know. We do want to send out. I want to remind. I want to send out a special thank you to Mama Franklin, who watches us on YouTube, for her very sweet and kind messages after last week's episode. She was very nice and reaching out and
Yeah, thank you, Joanna,
support.
for all the support and the wonderful messages you've also sent me on DM. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, everyone who continues to, for your continued support and I like that continued support and calls and checking in. I appreciate that. It reminds me I'm not in this alone and that I can get through this.
If you don't know what we're talking about, go check out last week's show.
Last week's show.
Check it out. If you subscribe to YouTube and you hit the little bell, you'll get notifications when the show comes on. So make sure you go do that. What else? Oh, she's right there. There she is. There she is.
I just love Joanna. Joanna and I, it's like the moment we met, virtually met, we just clicked, and we had we shared a powerful experience together too. But I just adore her. It's like I've known her for years and years and years. Like she's an old friend, almost like a sister. So I appreciate you, Joanna, a great deal.
It must run in the family because. For those of you who don't know, the Red Ridge.
I don't know Red, so.
Whatever. She is Red Ridge's mom, and Red Ridge and I have really bonded over Like we have our own conversations, and it's really cool. So again, we wish Red Rich feel better, get to feeling better.
And at some point, yes, Daniel and I will definitely have to travel back east and do a visit with Red and Mama Franklin.
I love the East Coast. I love being in the East Coast. If I had to move out of California, I would move to New York. I see, and I'm even wearing the
He
New York
means
shirt.
New York. I understand. He doesn't mean New York like upstate New York. He means New York City, place where garbage is on the streets everywhere.
Well, I like the city. I like the energy of the city. It is from the first time I went to New York, I just fell in love. It's fast. It's like people are on the go. People have things to do. There's no chit chat. Let's just go and do this. Oh my God, I love it. There's always something to do. It's one of the few places.
In New York City, they're rude, they're obnoxious, and they smell bad. And Daniel just loves that. Oh, and
right there.
Everybody's
so
doing something. Everybody's doing something.
Yes, and because then when we stayed in Midtown, the little lady at the store down in the corner we go to,
Asian lady.
She could just not care about conversation. She doesn't need conversation.
She didn't give one hoot about anyone who walks in that store. You could walk in and be like, "How are you doing?" And she just looks at you.
But Christian wants to talk to her, and I'm like, Christian, she doesn't want conversation. Just go. Let's go. Obnoxious assholes no matter where you go. Oh, I love it.
I would say
it gives me permission.
Hide it a little bit. We don't like just scream at each other on the street.
It gives me permission to not have to be friendly all the time. It's just like, yes.
Is there some place you think you're friendly all the time?
I am a delight to be around. Shut up. I said shut up. Wait till the show is over. But yes, we really appreciate the Frank and Flemmy. You guys are really awesome. And this is what happens when we're together. But hopefully next week we'll be in the same space next week and we'll be able to do a show together.
Yeah.
So,
we'll have the same.
But remember, if you are watching, send us your likes. What's your pick of the week? What are you watching that you think we should be watching? Make sure you comment. Even after the show's over, you can comment and we will continue to look at the threads. And I hate you. Laura, how you doing, sweetie? Hi. So good to see you here on the show.
Announced when she's going her baby's incept date. Incept is a sci-fi from an old movie, sci-fi meaning the date her baby's going to be brought into the.
I need to go online and find her gift, her baby shower gift.
And by the way, I actually got you a very little but very effective gift. Valentine's Day.
Free Britney. You got me. You already got me a Valentine's Day. Oh, that's right. Well, it's
coming up.
It's Sunday,
4
right?
days, maybe 4 days from now.
When is that? Oh, it is Sunday. So I guess I have to come see you Sunday.
I just watched the 2020 Free Britney thing. I watched that. Wow. Talk about cuckoo bird. That poor thing, she has been. I mean, and then when she did that thing, and she did this thing in Vegas, she was about to announce her new residency, the second residency. And she just came up on the elevator. All these people were waiting for her. And she just walked through the audience. Like she got up there, said hi, and just walked through the audience and got into her limo and left. Everyone was like, like she's not going to say anything.
She was usually very giving.
The next day she canceled the residency.
Yeah.
And it's basically she has said she's not going to work until the conservatorship of her father over her empire is gone. Until he gets booted off.
So we will leave you guys with this message. Free Britney.
Free Britney.
Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. Thanks, babe. Good show.
Oh, hey, Jesus Gordo.
Yes, I saw. We saw him. Hello. Thank you for watching. Thank you for catching us. Remember, if you missed the show, watch us a replay. We'll see you next week. We'll leave you with this much. It's really sad, I think, because she's
Yeah,
tired of being the moneymaker for everybody. Yeah, that's real.
exactly. I get over it, and it's affected her psychologically. And then she is separated from her children. So anyway, I digress. It's time to go.
It's time to go. Yes, smash that button, and we will see you guys. We'll see you guys next week. Thank you for watching the show. Bye.